Hey everybody, Brandon Clifford here with Global Franchise Solutions, franchise consulting firm. It specializes in playing matchmaker, connecting entrepreneurs, individuals to great franchise brands. And today with us, we have someone, a brand it's a little bit different. A lot of people don't think about a business model of this type when they're looking into a franchise, but it makes a great complement, dovetails really nicely with your existing career, and can really help even boost that career in many ways. So with me today, my guest, we have Frank Agin with AmSpirit Business Connections. Frank, how you doing?
I'm doing well. Doing well. Thanks for having me.
No, I'm excited to have you here as well too. It's a beautiful day up here in the Northeast. How's the weather over there in Ohio?
It's nice here, and it's headed your way. So plan on a few more good days.
Awesome. Spring has finally sprung. It was a rough winter in New Hampshire, so we're excited for that. But real quick, like I said, the thing that I love about franchising is how it's really not an industry, specific type business model. It's really a strategy for businesses to grow and people helping people in business. And, your franchise, AmSpirit Business Connection, is 100% about people helping people in business, because that's what you guys do even on the most minute level. So I'd love to hear, jump right in, tell us a little bit about your story, yourself, your background, and how you got started with AmSpirit.
Okay. I live in Columbus, Ohio. I'm not from here. I grew up in Michigan. I came to Columbus, Ohio to go to law school. I have a law degree and an MBA from Ohio State. Left Ohio State, went to a really big firm. I would like to joke that I hated every minute of it except for paydays. I was mainly a tax consultant. Really didn't want to do that the rest of my life. And so I left and went into private practice. And when I went into private practice, I was trying to find a way to get myself networked, to get clients, and stumbled upon an organization that helped entrepreneurs, sales reps, and professionals to meet weekly, learn about each other, and exchange referrals. Very long story, but I'll make it really short. I liked it so much that I bought it. This all was back in, I became its first franchisee in '97, and then in 2003 executed a buyout, bought it, and rebranded it as AmSpirit. So that's, I guess, my story. I haven't practiced law since that point. I don't think the legal profession's lost anything. So I love what I do.
Great. What a great story, going from franchisee to then buying the whole system and being the franchisor, and tell us a little bit more about AmSpirit, because what you guys do is kind of unique. So what's kind of like a typical day for the franchisees?
Well, it's interesting. What we do, I'll preface everything by saying what we do is me and the franchisees, we create groups of entrepreneurs, sales reps, and professionals that meet weekly. So this morning is Tuesday morning. There were groups out there. Those particular individuals that belong to a particular chapter, they got together. They're made up of people who are in non-competing businesses. They go through a structured meeting, lasts about 75 minutes. They learn about one another. And through that process, they find opportunities to recognize referrals and exchange business. So essentially, that's what the business is. It's a membership-based model. The members pay a fee to belong. It's the revenue engine of it. But as far as what our franchisees do, they help get these groups started, and then they help coach and guide and lead these groups to be successful. The groups kind of run themselves. So a typical day for a franchisee is really very short. Most of these groups start 7:30 in the morning and are done by 9 o'clock. And so the franchisee might be at a particular chapter, not there necessarily every week, but then at 9 o'clock, they are pretty much done being a franchisee, and they're off doing whatever else they do. Accountants, attorneys, financial advisors, insurance professionals, web designers. I've got a travel agent, telecommunications consultants. It kind of runs the gamut. So for a couple hours in the morning, a few days a week, they're AmSpirit franchisees. The rest of the time, they're doing their business or profession.
Awesome. And one thing that I always stress is, and I already touched upon it a little bit before, is how franchising is a strategy. It's not an industry. And I always find it interesting to learn why a business chose this strategy, for growth. So why have you guys chosen franchising as your strategy to grow AmSpirit Business Connections?
Well, the main reason is to control the brand, control the content. I want somebody who is walking into an AmSpirit chapter in Columbus, Ohio, or somebody walking into a chapter down in Dallas to really kind of see the same thing. And franchising affords you that control of the process of the brand. That was the main reason really anybody can do one of these groups. It's not a big deal. It's like anybody can be a franchise consultant. There's no law that says that you need a special license. But when you have all the materials that we're able to put at it and then put it into a structure, and the franchise helps you hold that structure together more or less.
Yeah, and you can create a better experience, which you're kind of touching upon, I think, as well, too, which will keep your members coming back, absolutely. So I think that's really one of the strengths of having this in a franchise model as well, too. And you already kind of touched upon this a little bit when you were talking about the different backgrounds of your different franchisees. But one thing I always try to point out, and as the matchmaker trying to find the right fit for you, is who does make a great AmSpirit franchisee?
Yeah, what we are looking for well-established entrepreneurs, professionals that would like to add something on to what they're already doing. The professionals the professionals that we have are very similar to professionals we're looking for. Understand networking, have a need to network, enjoy helping other people become successful. Those are the types of things that we're looking for. People who are out doing the networking things already, going to chamber after hours, involved in their communities. Those are great people to get involved with us because then they can kind of transform themselves from just being the average networker to being somebody who certainly gets paid to network. There's an economic model here, but more or less becomes an expert in their part of the world on professional networking.
Yeah, because you'd be able to monetize your networking, which is awesome. But more importantly, you're going to enhance your own business, by now becoming that networking leader, the go-to resource for other referrals and whatnot. So awesome. So what's kind of like the average initial investment for someone to get started with AmSpirit?
Well, our franchise fee is $29,300. And beyond that, there's really not a whole lot. You need to travel to Columbus, Ohio to be trained, and that's a 2 or 3 day process, depending upon where somebody's located. We generally try and run that on a Sunday through a Tuesday. So they'd come in on a Sunday night, train all day, Monday, do training on Tuesday, and then be headed back home. We're in the car on a plane headed home. And so whatever that would cost, but beyond the $29,300, there's really nothing else. You don't need a separate office. You don't, there's really no separate equipment. You can use the computer that you're already using. You can operate out of your house. You can operate out of the office that you already have. As one of my franchisees once said, he said, other than a cup of coffee and a few miles on my car, it really costs nothing to operate this franchise. And it's very true. I mean, there are supplies associated with getting started. When somebody starts, we give them a bunch of supplies, and then on an ongoing basis, the cost of supplies are minimal because it's just ink on paper. That's all. And a lot of that stuff they're able to print themselves.
Nice. Gotta love a lean business model. That's gonna. You're not going to have to leave your current career and dovetail nicely and enhance your current career as well, too. So let's say I'm an insurance agent, a realtor, someone who is a business professional, does a lot of networking already and is interested in learning more about this concept to add another stream of revenue and enhance my current business. How can I learn some more?
Contact you. Right.
Well, thank you for that.
Put a plug in for you.
Let's plug your website. Let's have your contact information, Frank. How can they reach out to you?
Yeah.
Sure, they can contact
Yeah,
me
I
first
appreciate
if they
that.
like, but how can they
Yeah,
eventually talk to you?
and then yeah, and then together you guys will. There's certainly a lot of information at AmSpirit.com.
Mhm.
There's a link on there for franchising, and you can look into that. Um, and I mean that's where it'll start on our website. From there, people can certainly contact me, and we'll kind of walk through things step by step. One of the things that we will do, and certainly if they were working with you with the Business Alliance, take them on a guided tour of the back end of our website. I like to talk about our website or analogize our website. I guess maybe it's a metaphor as an iceberg. And what the average person sees is really the tip of the iceberg. And then once our franchisees get logged in, it's everything that's below the surface of an iceberg. And there's tons of materials on there that the franchisees are going to have access to help them handle the administrative end of their business, but also serve the membership that they're going to be attracting. So there's a lot of walking through that as well.
Awesome. Well, Frank, I appreciate your time. I know you're a busy guy. You got to get back to giving referrals, getting referrals, and building your networking organization. And I really appreciate what AmSpirit does. So thank you very much, guys. If this is a concept that you're interested in, please reach out. Head to globalfranchisesolutions.com or go over to AmSpirit AmSpiritBusinessConnections.com or AmSpirit.com, Frank.
Just AmSpirit.com.
AmSpirit.com.
Short for American Spirit. Yep.
Absolutely. Yep. Thanks, guys. So thanks again, Frank, and have a great day.
Thanks.
Bye.